Just when you thought Pope Francis would spend his entire run as Pope shielding Muhammad and the Quran from criticism, he drops this bomb on the foundations of Islam. The various forms of ill treatment that many women suffer are acts of cowardice and a degradation of all humanity. We must not look the other way. Women who are victims of violence must be protected by society. Wow, the various forms of ill treatment that many women suffer, such as their husbands beating them into submission in the name of Allah, are acts of cowardice and a degradation of all humanity. But Islam's most trusted sources promote wife beating. What should we do, Pope Francis? Should we look the other way so that we don't hurt people's feelings about their religion? No, we must not look the other way. Women who are victims of violence must be protected by society. So, women who are victims of the teachings of Allah and Muhammad must be protected by you, by me, by all of us. Man, I wasn't going to say anything about wife beating in Islam because I don't like to cause division, but since Pope Francis is telling us to protect women, who am I to refuse? Let's read one of the many Quran verses that Pope Francis just condemned. Surah 4, verse 34. Men are in charge of women, because Allah hath made the one of them to excel the other, and because they spend of their property for the support of women. So good women are the obedient, guarding in secret that which Allah hath guarded. As for those from whom ye fear rebellion, admonish them and banish them to beds apart, and scourge them. Then, if they obey you, seek not a way against them. Lo, Allah is ever high, exalted, great. What was this scourging like in the time of Muhammad? We don't need to guess. We can just read Sahih al-Bukhari, 5285. Narrated Ikramah, Rifa divorced his wife, whereupon Abdurrahman bin Az-Zubair al-Qurazi married her. So, there's the ex-husband, Rifa, the new husband, Abdurrahman, and the wife. Aisha said that the lady came wearing a green veil and complained to her, the woman complained to Aisha, of her husband and showed her a green spot on her skin caused by beating. It was the habit of ladies to support each other, so when Allah's messenger came, Aisha said, I have not seen any woman suffering as much as the believing women. Look, her skin is greener than her clothes. Now I'm confused. It was the habit of ladies to support each other? Why would the ladies need to support each other against their husbands when their husbands all learned Islam directly from Muhammad? Wouldn't these be the best husbands in the world? Not according to Muhammad's child bride Aisha, who says, I have not seen any woman suffering as much as the believing women. According to Aisha, the mother of the faithful, whose first job was scraping all the semen off Muhammad's clothes before he headed to the mosque, Muslim women were treated worse than pagan women. Then Aisha says, her skin is greener than her clothes. This man beat his wife until her skin turned green. I didn't say it, Aisha did. When Abdurrahman heard that his wife had gone to the Prophet, he came with his 2 sons from another wife. As we're about to see, these 2 sons are Exhibit A and Exhibit B. She said, By Allah, I have done no wrong to him, but he is impotent and is as useless to me as this, holding and showing the fringe of her garment. Now, you might already see some trouble brewing. She says that her husband is impotent, but he showed up with 2 sons from another wife. Abdurrahman said, By Allah, O Allah's messenger, she has told a lie. I am very strong and can satisfy her, but she is disobedient and wants to go back to Rifa. Uh-oh, he just said that she's disobedient. According to Surah 4, verse 34 of the Quran, how should husbands deal with disobedient wives? Admonish them, banish them to beds apart, and scourge them. So, she says she's mad at him because he's impotent, but he says she simply wants to go back to Rifa, her ex-husband. Who's telling the truth? Fortunately for everyone, we've got the 7th century Sherlock Holmes to figure this one out. Allah's messenger said to her, "If that is your intention, then know that it is unlawful for you to remarry Rifa unless Abdurrahman has had sexual intercourse with you." That's a serious problem for the woman. According to Islamic law, if a man divorces a woman and another man marries her, she can't divorce her new husband and go back to her old husband unless the new husband has sex with her. But the woman with the green skin says that her new husband is impotent, which means that he can't have sex with her, which means that she can never go back to her old husband. So, she's stuck with a man who likes to beat her until her skin turns green. Then the Prophet saw 2 boys with Abdurrahman and asked him, "Are these your sons?" On that, Abdurrahman said, "Yes." The Prophet said, "You claim what you claim, i.e., that he is impotent, but by Allah, these boys resemble him as a crow resembles a crow." In other words, the woman is lying. So, case closed. Shame on her for lying about her husband. Notice, Muhammad assumes that just because a man wasn't impotent years ago when he had 2 sons, he therefore can never become impotent. That's ridiculous. Of course you cannot be impotent when you're younger, but then eventually become impotent when you're older. So it's just his word versus her word on this. His word versus her word. She said he was impotent. He said she was lying because she wanted to go back to her former husband. So he beat her until her skin turned green to teach her a lesson about complaining. And what was Muhammad's response? "Shame on you, woman, for lying about your husband. You deserve every beating you got." No wonder Aisha, the mother of the faithful, said that even pagan women were treated better than Muslim women. So, wife beating is perfectly acceptable in Islam. Allah says so, Muhammad says so. As much as we might want to look the other way so that we don't hurt people's feelings about their religion, Pope Francis says that Islamic domestic violence is a degradation to all humanity, and that society must condemn it and protect the victims of Muhammad's teachings. You know what? Pope Francis is right.
It just backfired on you. It just backfired on you. This is a part of our religion. There's a reason to it. Yeah?